Hi, this is Jennifer from Positively Learning, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be talking about classroom decor. So, I'm filming this in we're just starting to see that hint of back to school that we know is coming soon. Maybe you're seeing it in the aisles of Target or maybe some TV ads and definitely online. So, we're going to start talking about classroom decor. However, in this video, it's going to be a little bit of a twist. We're going to be talking about student generated classroom resources. I've also heard it referred to as co created classroom decor, and I actually thought that was fantastic because it's not going to be just your students doing all of it. You're going to be doing a little bit of it too, but it's fun and it's easy. So I actually have tried this out in my own resource room classroom 3 different times. And the first time, I won't say it's a mistake because there's always lessons to be learned, but did not go as I expected. So I am definitely going to be able to share some tips and some ideas that I learned along the way. Third time is a charm. We got it. So what we're looking at right now is on the screen is my latest blog post over at Positively Learning blog, where I'm giving a little bit more details. This video is just going to be a real quick action steps. So what I had learned was that students definitely needed much more structured. We couldn't just say like, we're going to make classroom labels or we're going to be making alphabet posters or number posters. I did that my first try and it did not go so well. So what I had done is I had planned for my students to make alphabet headers that you could use on a word wall where you put the words underneath each letter, or a sound wall if they're making the words that begin with that same sound. So that's something that's common in the resource room or a primary classroom, and my students are used to seeing that. So I gave everybody an index card, and I was going to have them do their letter formation. I was trying to match it up so students would get like the letter their name starts with, and then they would draw a picture of something that is representing that beginning sound. So apple. And I thought index card is perfect. It's not too big. It's not the big poster size. This is going to be awesome. And it was awesome, but it was very mixed results. I learned really quickly that some of my students were not ready for letter formation. There's something that we still needed to work on. So to have a letter that was not correctly formed up on the wall means that you probably have a whole classroom like looking up at that for reference, and that wouldn't be as helpful. Then I also noticed there was varying levels of pictures. Some of them were very tiny, so it looked like a little fly on the wall sitting at my desk or table, and some were just a little just not what I was expecting to see. So I knew right away that my students need a little bit more structure. So I came up with some ideas, and I'm going to share them with you to that you can use this set that I'm going to share, or you might be watching this and listening going, I have something exactly like this. So what I did is I created this packet, and it has the alphabet, and it also has the exact same thing for numbers. And the way this is set up is that there's a letter that students can color. They can put their favorite colors and do the stripes or make it a solid color, whatever they want. That structure is already there. That letter is formed. And then see that space below each letter looks like this. That's where I gave them this half page. Now this is like sideways, so picture this turned around, but the circle was for the picture. So it was much easier to give them directions like fill up this whole circle with a picture of an apple or whatever they had decided. And then you see the handwriting lines that we could just cut out, and they would be using that entire line to write the word apple. That provided so much more structure. And let me show you what it looked like. See that A is for apple, much, much more accessible. So if that was hanging up on a wall and the student needed some help spelling the word apple or forming the letter A, that was there for them. That was great. So that works out really well. I highly recommend that. If you have coloring pages for the alphabet, like one letter per page, that would also be a really good solution that students can color it so they're still co-creating that artwork. Now, you also will notice I just cut out the page, and I like to put it on solid colors. You could put all the vowels with red paper and the consonants with blue paper, or you could have a rainbow or whatever color you want. You could do it on patterned paper as well. It would look really nice, but you want to just be careful that it's not too much like distraction, taking away from the alphabet visual that your students are relying on. Now, the next idea is the number line. So I'm just going to scroll down and show you the numbers are almost exactly the same. They are centered on the page and they're just a little bit higher on the page so that there's room down below. Now, you could do the exact same half page. That circle could be a picture of a number of things. So say you have the number 4, you could do 4 hearts or 4 smiley faces, I don't know, 4 apples. And then you could write the number numeral 4 or write the number word 4 or maybe even both. That's an idea. We did not do that. Instead, we got out a little bit of glue. You have to really think this through. And we did pom-poms. So those are like 3-dimensional pom-poms glued onto the poster. Of course, students are going to love them. They're representing a number, making that connection. Another one that we did one year is we posted it, that number poster, and we had a thumbtack or something, and we put those math linking beads, or not linking beads, linking chains. So there'd be like, for this one, the 3, we'd have 3 chains going down from that little push pin. Anything that's going to represent the number. Now, those are the 2 things I would start with. Of course, there's a lot of other classroom decorations in the room, but these are the 2 that I think students can contribute to right away. I also think it is such a good back to school activity because you want to put these on the wall pretty early on so students have what they need, the functional visuals. But also, it's a great time for students to come into the resource room, get acclimated with their new space, but also learn how to get out the materials, use them appropriately, following directions, cleaning up our space when we're done. You can do all of those different lessons. So during that first week, which we need to do anyway to kind of set up our routines, this is a great activity that you could do that first week of school. All right, so say that you're thinking, okay, maybe the alphabet, there's 26 letters, I don't know. Maybe we'll just do numbers 1 through 10 instead, or maybe you're just not quite ready for that yet, and you like the way your classroom looks, and you want it to be like very simple, not sure. I've got you, I understand. I'm going to scroll down and show you one more idea if you're not ready for that co-created classroom. See that picture right there? That is actually from the resource room. What I like to do was use solid cardstock. And these pictures are, I know the picture's small, but these are actually 12 by 12 inch, like the scrapbook pieces of paper. I just would buy them on like the single sheet. And I posted those, and then I put in a little page that said amazing work coming soon. And you can see there's a clothesline right there. And then I would just replace that with student work. That's what I did instead of bulletin boards. I did use functional visuals a lot around the room. We had a sound wall and we had a word wall using like snap words, which are visual sight word cards. But then the rest of it, I'm not a super crafty person. So I had my students work decorating the room. And of course, that was great for them. They got to walk in and feel like they were sense of belonging, that they belonged in this classroom. They see their work all around them and the work of their teammates as well. So those are my 3 quick ideas. Structure, structure, structure. Students are going to be generating the artwork, but you still need to provide that structure so they can be successful at it and we can use it. I will say that first year that I had my students kind of do all those different levels, I didn't use them, which was awful. I felt terrible. It was the first week of school and I had them do artwork. They didn't know what it was for. I did though, and I decided not to use them. So that was a bummer. But you have the alphabet and the number line. There's some structure there, some ideas to get started. And then if you're not ready, that amazing work or all of those ideas could work together. So I hope that was helpful to you. I will link up the blog post. Let me know if you have any questions. If you have a classroom full of student-generated work, I would love to see what it looks like as well. And I will also link this packet if you just want to print it out and get started today. All right, thanks so much for watching.